Welcome everyone to another wonderful day at Trauma Support Group Management, hosted by your man Darrell Walker. Today is wonderful. It is January 26, 2026. Okay. And I've just been making these classes on here talking about overcoming trauma, PTSD's triggers, addictions, and illnesses. Right now in the world, what's going on right now today, we have a freeze warning where people are not getting home on airports and people are disconnected. There are protests going on. There are wars going on. There are killings and murders at an all-time high rate. And as I was meditating to bring this class today because, being connected with people, having a social bonding, and just having a real content sociological regulation in our today's mental awareness is at an all-time high. So that's what is encouraging me to make these videos. And when I come on here and I make these videos, I personally have my personal walk, but I also be aware what's going on around us. Sometimes we have to be aware of the person right next to you or our family members, or, just be, just keep your eyes open for people and not just yourself. I don't know why I said that, but today in my class, I'm going to be talking about oxytocin. Okay. Oxytocin, it's just a chemical that's in your brain. Lately, I've been teaching classes about the brain because where's your mental health? In your brain. So, if you're with me so far, you like me so far, if you want to go to YouTube and type in Darrell Walker at Trauma Support Group Management, that is all one word. Trauma Support Group Management is one word, and you will see that handsome smile. Hit that subscribe button. If not, just like, share, or leave a comment if you think I can improve on some things in my videos. One thing I would do like to share, I am a giving person. I remember, just recently, when I get blessed, I like to bless other people, but sometimes you could do things out from your heart and don't look for nothing back. I have done that so much in life and feel like I never gained nothing, but I did. I remember just a little bit ago, I was in a mental ward and I was giving my time. I'm in a mental ward, giving my time and my, my positivity to other people. So hopefully I will be in that field pretty soon. Just pray about that. But I like helping people. Just why I push. Sometimes it's a push for me to make videos because, sometimes I don't get the reciprocation. Sometimes I don't get no feedback or anything like that. But I discovered if I make videos and help you, it helps me. And it's nothing like helping yourself. So it's a circle, okay? So today in this class, I want you to have an open mind and feel encouraged. Like, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are significant, okay? And in God's eyes, I know a lot of people say, well, God don't love me. Well, God might use people, okay? God might send people to show you love. One of my friends, they gave me a gift, something that I least expected. A matter of fact, somebody gave me a steak, okay, and least expected. But these are little ways of signs that God loves you. Sometimes we want the big things, and God blesses us with the little things, and He see how we react. Like me making this video today, it's a blessing. It's not strenuous. It's not overwhelming. Before I got on here, I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna say? But today, speak with your heart and let God guide you. And sometimes, what you want to go to work, God might don't. Because I had a whole other class before this, and God made me flip it during the weekend. I'm still struggling, but that's all right. I know this class is going to be on time. I know it's going to be beautiful. And I know His timing and His love is the most perfect thing that we can have in our life. Now, if you do struggle with PTSDs, traumas, addictions, triggers, and illnesses, this is the place for you. I'm a person that has overcome so much in life, like literally so much in life. It's unbelievable sometimes. And I don't stop going. I have to keep going because if I stop, who's gonna push me? Okay. And if you have somebody in your corner to push you, this is very healthy. It's very healthy to have someone with reciprocation. Okay, when you put out, you get it back. What you dish out, you get it back in a positive manner. I'm not talking about, evil for evil. I'm not talking about that. We're not talking about that at all. Okay, we're not talking about evil for evil. We're talking about positive reciprocation. And let's get into it. All right. So I always have a spiritual word before I come. You see this right here. This is my notes. I do read. It's I don't know if I'm saying this, but it's good to read. Read your word. Read, period, and stimulates your brain. Okay. But I have a word from this class that goes with oxytocin. Okay. Now I'm coming out of Proverbs 11:25. 11:25 Proverbs. All right. And it says in Proverbs 25, it's what it really says. And this is crazy that I found this, but let's go. It says, the generous soul, all right? In this world right now, people are not learning. Some people, I'm not going to say everybody, but the world is not being generous, okay? Even nature ain't even being nice, okay? We have to learn as people are changed or Christians or whatever good faith or whatever good morals we call ourselves, we have to learn how to be generous, okay? Even listen, when I say generous, I'm talking about in a lot of ways, okay? Respect, giving, supporting, believing, positive words. I got some people around me, I just pray for them, literally like pray for them. And don't tell them how I feel, but I just pray for them. And when I see them, I treat them with the utmost respect, because some people do deserve respect. So it says on 11:25 Proverbs, it says the generous soul will be made rich. Now, when I studied this, I was like, made rich how? Like monies? But you can be made rich in a spiritual abundance, okay? Sometimes you can give with people and God will bless you back. All right. Sometimes another thing is you could be successful with emotional well-being. You could be in tune with yourself, or somebody could be in the funk and your positivity can break them out of that. That's what this class is designed for you today. You might be in a spiritual funk. And today, if you're on your oxytocin, it can help you with your emotional well-being. Number two, practical provision. When God sees you faithful in stewardship, God will bless you. He will reward you back. This is reciprocation now, because a lot of times we do something and we look for something back. And I think in my last video, I was talking about that. Like when you do something, do it from your heart. Don't look nothing back, and God will provide for you. And in everything, like you, even with sowing and reaping, okay, sometimes you can sow into a person and you will reap it back. It might not come back as when you wanted to, but it's going to come back. I know that I'm doing these videos and might not see the fruit of it, but I will I will see the repercussions, but the benefits of it in the long run. Excuse me, repercussions. Why am I talking about repercussions? No repercussions, okay? The rewards. All right, I meant to say rewards. And sometimes with this richness that we're talking about, God can use you as his character. You could be God's character. You could be God can use you to show someone God's love. God can use you to show you that you do have love, and you do have joy, you do have meekness, you do have kindness, you do have gentleness, you do have self-control, and you do have love once again. Okay. So, in this scripture, this is the rich that he's talking about. All right. But it says this, the generous soul will be made rich, and he who waters will also be watered himself. When I read this, I'm talking about what is this? What is this that is saying? And I found a word, and it's called reciprocity. And reciprocity is a relationship or a situation where two mutually exchange things such as favors, privilege, or obligations for their shared benefit. So, excuse me, in the name of Jesus, reciprocation It's good to have, okay? Reciprocation is a wonderful thing to have. I don't know why I got choked up, but reciprocation is a wonderful thing to have. I'm not perfect, but I'm reaching for success. All right, so bear with me. So listen, as me making this video today is watering you, but it's also watering myself. Sometimes we need to come out this selfish mindset. Sometimes we need to come out of what can you just gain out of something. That is not the way your oxytocin works. That's not the way God works, and that's not how you reap. What is up with this word today? This is not how you get reciprocation. Okay, I need some reciprocation in my life, y'all. Okay, so this is very important that when you do something unto somebody, that it will come back. It's not in your time, but it will come back. And listen, I want to say this in a good and bad way. They say it's karma. Well, if you're doing something bad, don't think bad ain't gonna come back and get you. But if you're doing something good, don't think good can come back and get you. And I like the fact that the people that I'm around, they're actually good people, and they do good things for me. And when I get a chance, I'm going to be doing something good for them as well. So this is a wonderful thing to really focus on today. That this is teaching us not to be selfish. We're in the world, like I said, we're in the world where people are not being generous. Sometimes I find myself not being generous, and I'm just keeping it real. Like if I don't have it, now listen, I want to say that if you don't have it, you can't be generous. Okay, you can be respectful, you can be kindful, but sometimes people need more than that. Sometimes people might need something to eat. They might need something to wear. If you don't have it and you don't feel bad, like sometimes I don't know what I'm saying, but sometimes you can feel bad. I have a generous heart, but there's times in my life, or there were times in my life where in my heart I want to be generous, but I couldn't give. But don't let that change your heart, because when you do get it, you will be generous. So that was for me, not for y'all. Okay. So now that you got into that, I hope that really helps you. Okay. And this is very serious. This is very serious to know that, when you're with connection with someone or the world, or just period, nobody likes to be by themselves. Being single is good for now, but there's the moments where I would like, to have, this energy I push out or come back to me, or that love that I used to give out, whatever. That's a personal story. But anyways, but what I'm saying is this: if you have someone in your life, and this class is actually designed for you, if you're not getting that reciprocation, this class is for you to earn, show you how to get that reciprocation. Okay. And this is in your brain. It's oxytocin. Okay. So let's get into the class. Oxytocin, all right, is a multifaceted peptide hormone, acts as a master regulator with effects spanning from metabolism, reproduction, and cardiovascular health, and even neuroprotection. Now, if you don't know what neuroprotection is, it's a therapeutic strategy. And I've been practicing this word. Y'all help me with these words. I've been saying this word all before the video, y'all. Excuse me. Physiological process focus on preserving the structure and function of neurons against damage or death. Okay, excuse me for that. Also, there's a neuropeptide, and neuropeptide is a small protein like sending molecule that produces and releases 30 to 40 amino acids long to communicate with other cells. So this is what's going on in our brain. All right. Now, believe it or not, both of these things I just explained, they both play critical roles in our human reproduction. Y'all hear that? Our social bonding and our sociological regulation. All right. This is what this class is for today. Believe it or not, those topics I just said: human reproduction, social bonding, and sociological regulation. That's what this class is about today. This is what your oxytocin does. All right. So we're going to get into the biological and physical factors or functions of how your oxytocin works. Number one, childbirth. Yeah. It stimulates powerful uterine, okay? uterine, uterine, okay? Uterine, I don't know. Tell you these words. Uterine contracts, okay? Uterine contracts, which is rhythmic tightening and relaxation of the uterine muscles to initiate and progress labor. So your oxytocin got a lot to do with that. All right. Number two, lactation. It triggers the letdown reflex, causing milk to be rejected from the breast when infants suckle. So your oxytocin also helps with this. All right. Number three, male reproduction. It is involved in a sperm transport, testosterone production, and ejaculation. This is serious, y'all. I don't know. Don't look at me. I just teach the class, okay? Oxytocin is very good for this as well, all right? Now, number four, heart health. They have something called heart whisper. And heart whisper can lower blood pressure, improve circulation. This goes with healing and connection, emotional understanding, spiritual healing, and empathy. All right. This is very good for your heart. All right. This is very good. All right. Now, these things that I'm teaching you, this is for your brain, but also for your body. All right. This is a wonderful thing. Oxytocin is very healthy for you. Here at Trauma Support Group Management, I'm just teaching you how to be more healthy. But let's go. Now we have sociological and social roles that has to go with oxytocin. All right. Oxytocin acts as a chemical messenger in the brain. Like I was telling you, oxytocin is in the brain to influence complex human behaviors. Y'all hear that? Complex human behaviors. Now, if you don't know what that is, I'm going to teach you. The first one of a complex human behavior is bonding. Listen, this is good. I don't know why this is, but this is good. Bonding, forming a deep emotional attachment, including parent-infant bonding and romantic relationship. So this is very healthy. This is what we need to do. I wish the world can do this, okay? Or, even if you're in that relationship, bring that oxytocin back in. If you're in your parenthood, bring that oxytocin back into your parenthood and your relationship. This is very important, all right? This is in your brain. All right, number two, social connections. Enhance trust, empathy, and social recognition, such as remembering people's faces. This is another thing that that you're active in your oxytocin, okay? Because you know how you be like, oh, I don't remember your name, but I remember your face, okay? Social connections are very healthy. Right now in the world, we having phones. Like I've been noticing, I spend too much time strolling. I don't even go out and hang out. And that's what the world is doing. So we need to go back. We need to put the phones down, put the guns down, and get back to actually having social connections, being around people, meeting people. Okay, we need to start doing that. This is true. This is what's really going on right now in the world. It's really happening. Where my other live. Okay, where things are just not how they used to be. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. So see, social connectors, messing with the computer, you get distracted. See, I just told you, put the phone down. We need to be social connected. We need to get out and start talking to people again. All right. Number three, stress reduction. It lowers levels of stress hormone cortisol and decrease and can decrease anxiety. Okay, that's what oxytocin does. It really does. We need to learn how to really get into our oxytocins. Okay, and I'm going to share with you. You're going to be like, "What's oxytocin?" I know you would. Just go, just ride with me. Number 4, the dark side. In a group bonding, it can also lead to favoritism, envy, or increased suspicion towards out of group individuals. So this is where your suspicion come in with your oxytocin. Okay, like I said, it can lead to favoritism, envy, or increased suspicion towards out of group individuals. All right. Now, I know you was like, man, you've been talking about oxytocin. What the heck is it? All right. Well, I'm going to give you natural ways to increase your oxytocin, and then maybe you'll understand. All right. The one way you can increase your oxytocin is physical touching. All right. Physical touching like hugging, cuddling, massages, or skin to skin contact releases oxytocin. You know, that feel good. Like, oh my God, see, that's what we need to go back. We need to go back to that because now we're just talking online. AI is trying to take over, you know, that ain't skin to skin. They got robots that look like humans with the plastic. That's not skin to skin. Okay. It's remember that when you touch somebody that electrical fire, yeah, that's the world. I don't know what's going on in the world, but if we are losing touch with humanity, okay, we need to go back to physically touching. Because coronavirus dividing us, flus, these vaccines they're coming out with, it's trying to separate us. We need to stay in physical touch, y'all. Okay, if you got a relationship, you got a woman, or you got a man, physically touch them. Okay, let's go. Number 2, social interaction, meaningful conversations, sharing meals, or spending time with friends is very strong, and it helps releases oxytocin. Okay, these are things that that can increase your oxytocin. We want to increase our oxytocin. All right, because in the world right now, they're making robots, bringing us something to eat. Man, I don't know what's going on. They, you know, they they putting it to a point when you go in a restaurant, it ain't like how you sit in the galley. You just got one stool. Yeah, this tripping. And on top of that, due to the internet, we don't spend time with friends like we used to. We don't hang around group gatherings because it's weird. But if you have a group of setting of friends, spend time with them, okay? And this can help you increase your oxytocin. Number 3, believe it or not, freak me out, but I love it. I like pets. I have pets on Facebook, but this freaked me out. Pets, okay? Petting pets can spice oxytocin in both human and the animal. You can actually, that's why people have pets, because they oxytocin. That's why you hold that animal and you just love on that animal, that cat, that dog, and it spikes your oxytocin. So if you're a pet owner, I know you got your pet. Let's go. All right, number 4, movement. Now, movement is I like dancing. I love dance. I love to dance. High intensity exercise or even a gentle walking with someone can increase your oxytocin. I seen a couple the other day. They was holding hands and just smiling, and they was just walking. And sometimes having that other person, I don't know why I'm saying this, but having that other person is good for us, okay? It's good for you if you have that good, healthy, God ordained, okay? I'm not telling Darrell said go get nope. Mr. Walker saying if God give you a God ordained or a healthy person that's in your life, you can exercise with that person, or you can just do something watch. God wants the humanity to stay bonded. All right, let's get into that. Stay bonded, okay? Even at your NA group, your church, your job, at the playground. If they let us still go out to the playground, some of y'all probably like, what's a playground? It's where all the kids go out with other kids and play, okay? sports, all these type of things, events, all these type of things are good for us. Okay. Number 5, last but not least. Okay. Relaxation. All right. Listening to calm music, singing in a group, or practice loving kindness meditation. Now, I know you like, what's loving kindness meditations? Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you can practice. I don't know if y'all still do it. I probably still do it. Sometimes I get in the mirror and I practice how I talk to a female, or, sometimes I practice, just being an imaginable, hey, how you like sit there and practice in your mind how you gonna be with somebody, or you could just sit down and listen to tapes that are therapeutic to help you with your relationship. Like this class, if you listen to it, you take on to what I'm saying, it will help you in your relationship. It will help you in your social bonding. It will help you in all kinds of ways that I'm mentioning in this class. All right. So I want you to be encouraged today. I know the class wasn't long, but like short and sweet, because I had to press, okay, because I am pressing. Listen, if you have human contact, okay, I don't know why that, like the gang talking about gangs, but if you have family structure, this is healthy. If you have community support, this is healthy. If you have healthy co-workers, this is good, man. I'm gonna tell you something about being single. Being single has its pluses, okay? Yeah, you ain't got to deal with nobody. Yeah, you got your peace. Yeah, ain't got to worry about nobody. But then there's a part of the human body when you want to not have peace. You want to be, a little confrontational. Okay, just being human, you might want to need a little challenge, or that's what a female that is. I'm talking for me as for a female. I don't want to be confrontational with no man. All right, but sometimes the human body longs for another person. So this is very healthy. Yeah, you might be single, and that might be cool. And they making songs about we don't need nobody. Yes, you do. We don't need no man. Yes, you do. I don't need no chick. Yes, you do. Because the Bible said, how can a man lay down by himself and be warm? If you are single, kudos. Okay, you're bettering yourself. You're in your place of peace. But there's gonna come a time you're gonna get tired of being single, and that's when you're gonna need this oxytocin. A lot of depression comes from not having oxytocin. A lot of people that deal with trauma, PTSD, triggers, and addiction and illnesses didn't have that physical touch coming up. If it was physical, it was abuse. Okay. If it was social interaction, it was a cuss out. Okay. If it was a movement, you had to be fearful of what was finna happen, and then you couldn't even relax. So these are people that, if you understand me, with PTSD, triggers, and addiction and illnesses, you can come out of that. All right. You can come into your place of oxytocin. If you have overcame things in life, you're now coming into a life where your life can be more healthier, where this class where, we done been through some bad times. We done been through some rough relationships. We done been through people hurting us and lying to us, but forgiving and moving forward and letting go things of the past and reaching towards things of the future, okay? We have a mental state in our mind where God wants us to be active with other people, to be active with, just kindness and just loving yourself. Sometimes you can love yourself and then end up being nice to somebody else. And then you be like, dang, I do love myself. So if you like my class today and my class has helped you in any kind of way, please leave comments. Please leave any kind of, please share or subscribe to me, support me. All right. Like I say, I'm not getting the repercussion. Why I keep saying repercussion, y'all? I ain't doing nothing wrong. All right. But I'm not getting the reciprocation that I'm looking for. But guess what? I want to teach you something in life. And this is a good one. Okay. You sometimes might have to come out of your bubble and reach out. Okay. You might feel like, oh, nobody likes me. Well, sometimes you might have to come out of your bubble. You might have to come out of yourself, because the only way you can have social connections, human reproduction, and psychological regulation is that you deal with other people. You have to deal with other people. So for all the people in the world that say, oh yeah, isolation is good, it's only good for a limited time, okay? Limited, not unlimited, a limited time, because we are human. We are not AIs. A computer can do by themselves, okay? AI can do it by themselves. We are human beings. We cannot do things by ourselves. We need that other female. If you're a male, have a female. And if you're a female, have a male. That's what I'm pushing out, all right? So learn to reach out. Get into some social bonding. Get into some kind of organization. Get into some kind of therapeutic community and get active with your oxytocin. And thank you for watching Trauma Support Group Management by your man, Mr. Darrell Walker. Mr. Darrell Walker. I had a tongue twisting day today. I need some oxytocin. Thank you for watching.